Hey everyone, your friendly neighborhood pants is back with another siege video. Sorry, it's been a while. I think I'm like 8 sieges behind at this point. I have other videos that I want to make as well, but I'm playing catch up. The entire month of June was incredibly busy for me, but anyways, I'm playing catch up both in my YouTube life and my work life at this point. So anyways, we're up against No Game, No Life and Dopamina in a G3 siege. And oddly enough, No Game, No Life, I think, is the guilds that we have matched with more than any other guild. It's got to be like our 6th or 7th time matching them for whatever reason. Come to Us just loves to put us against each other. In fact, I even called it before it happened. Again, this was earlier in the season, so we, have 20 different guilds all at the same exact rank, and I saw that No Game, No Life was at the same rank as us, so I predicted it, and we got it, so we were kind of laughing about that in chat. But anyways, first match against Carcano, Vigor, Triana. I'm using Sabrina, Talia, Triana, classic twins comp. I actually don't really like this counter anymore. Playing against, better guilds, stronger people, I have lost with it, I think twice now. And what can happen is the crit damage Triana just hits hard, and then on top of that, if they land asleep, it's brutal. So I'm hesitant to rush in with the twins from now on. I've been using a different comp that I think is quite a bit safer. At least I haven't lost with it yet, and I'm sure you'll see that at some point. Anyways, I do like this better against the Ashir version, against the Carcano Ashir Triana, because there's no second defense breaker. So once Carcano dies, it's likely that Ashir and Triana won't be able to 2v3 you like Vigor Triana can. But anyways, I do get the win here. It was a little scary, but I got it. Alright, so this next one is another Carcano Vigor Triana, hitting more 4-star defenses like I tend to do. I'm using Vigor Lulu Malite. This is my second Malite that I finally have built, which is on Destroy. Destroy isn't necessary, but it just can make these long drawn out matches a little bit faster. Also a little bit safer. So if I have the rune set, why not give it to him, right? I have lost with this comp against the Ashir version, but not against the Vigor version. I think 2-0 against Vigor, and then 0-1 against the Ashir. Usually if I lose with something, I don't tend to use it again, because why do that? So again, it's a long drawn out one, but as soon as Carcano falls, there's not much they can do unless their Vigor just pops off. So yeah, GG's. Alright, so this next one is a Carcano, Clara, Savannah, and I'm using Jean, Tessarion, Leo. It's funny because it seems like on paper this is just the perfect counter to this defense. Leo into Savannah is really, really strong, makes her deal less damage, makes her speed buff not do anything, makes her not be able to reduce your attack bar. Tessarion, of course, to make her passive go away and to be able to kill her without dismounting her and make Carcano's defense break go away. That said, it certainly can lose. Just violent procs. it's about all it takes is violent procs. Carcano and Savannah both just hit so hard that a single proc with assuming they landed a defense break, you're in trouble. So it's certainly not 100%, but on paper it is really good, and I probably will continue using it. I don't think I've lost with it yet. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Alright, so another Carcano, Clara, Savannah, this time using Kamoon, Rakuni, Malite. Same thing as if it was Kamoon there instead of Carcano. Carcano makes it a little deadlier because, of course, he hits through the shield, he defense breaks, and he hits incredibly hard and does it all the time. He procs a lot. That said, Malite's really, really good. So I haven't lost with this one yet either. I will continue using it. You can see this Carcano hits very hard. I mean, you can see my Kamoon runes. My Kamoon is not squishy at all. It's runed pretty well, and he just ate through it like it was nothing. But luckily for me, Malite OP, and it's just a little grindy. I definitely don't think Destroy is necessary on Malite in this case. I do have a Destroy set on my Kamoon here, but that's just because I use Kamoon on defense still. Of course, Carcano is better to use on defense at the moment, but I only have 2, and you need like 1,000 of everything for siege, so I'm just using the next best thing, which is Commune instead of Carcano. And yeah, anyways, I still get the win here. All right, here we're entering a little different territory with Jultan, Tetra, and Suki into an Iris, Kinki, Triana. This isn't what you typically see, you know, it's not the same Carcano Vigor Triana constantly or Carcano Savannah comps. It's a little different and also brutal. Going into it, I just completely forgot Kinki doesn't crit, so Jultan's passive doesn't really deal any damage to him. And Iris, even though she's hitting him, Iris usually isn't built high crit rate and heals whenever she uses skill 1 anyways, so I don't think Jultan was a particularly good idea, but it works. I mean, he does take their AI, so they're targeting him instead of someone else, so there's that. He also has a speed lead and a defense break and stun, so there's that. So he's not a bad pick, but his whole skill 3 passive is kind of useless. I wouldn't say useless, but it's very mitigated, right? Like if he gets defense broken and Triana's on a crit damage build and hitting him, that's, you know, she's going to be taking some damage. But it's a very scary match. My guild was having trouble with this defense, understandably, because Kinki OP. This would have been before his nerf too, and even with his nerf, he's still pretty dang strong. So it's I think that was you know, he merited a nerf. He was very good and still is very good. A couple of, or yeah, I think 2 of my guildies have him. 1 just pulled him recently, so congrats to Tofu. But yeah, whenever Iris fell, I was feeling pretty good because I don't think he had enough damage at that point. A destroy set probably would have been very helpful for him. You can see he doesn't have any destroy set anywhere, and I lucked out. If the procs were a little bit different, if the stuns were a little bit different, my Jultan died and I got into a 2v2, I'd be in quite a bit of trouble, I think. But anyways, got the win. So I was feeling a little more kinky and decided to hit another kinky. This one we had given 5 wins in a row to. Vigor, Kinki, Triana. This was a very brutal one. Decided to pull out my Rashid. Again, you have a dark monster to take his AI, and in this case you can see we have a violent Kinki instead of despair, and as soon as he took the 2 violent procs, the 3 turns at the start, I was thinking, this is brutal, this is not going to go well. On top of that, he is on destroy where the other one was not on destroy, so it was just, I was feeling pretty bad, like this is going to be a loss for sure. Though I managed. Rashid is pretty good. I mean, her buff was helpful, but I don't think it was enough. Like, her skill 3 just doesn't do much damage at all. Mind you, this isn't like a full crit damage build or anything, but it's still a little lackluster for my liking. I would expect her to deal more damage. Fuki, on the other hand, is fantastic. If you haven't built Fuki, all of the Omnis are just insanely good. They're really good. All 5 elements builds anyone you can get your hands on. They're dupe worthy even, and yeah, they're just good. So build them. And anyways, my Rashid here, getting the crap beat out of her, but right there I had the defense break and her skill 3 up to do the multi-hit to get through Triana. And as soon as Vigor died, I was like, well, holy crap, I'm actually going to get a win with Rashid. That's not what I would expect, I guess. I don't know. I was proud of this team comp. It was just something. I didn't know what else to use. Like, I wanted a second support to pair with Fuki, and I saw her. I put her on Violent Destroy, moved runes around. Fran, I usually don't have on Violent runes either, and I put Violence on her because I just felt I needed it. And yeah, I'm sure if the RNG was a little bit different, this would have been a loss too, but it worked out in my favor. So another one here. All right, so back to the normal spamming of Carcano, Vigor, Triana. This is my new go-to comp is Fran, Kaki, Beta. I like this a lot more. I think I'm 5-0 or 6-0 with it at this point. both in Siege and in Guild Wars. I beat someone in SSA with it. So if you beat someone in one of the top 2 guilds with your offense, that generally means it's a safe comp. That's what I've been told. So, and I mean, it makes sense if you're bringing your less runed comp into a team that is going to be better runed than you, because they all have plus 190 violent sets and garbage. Just that doesn't make sense. And just I don't even know how they get their violent procs. It doesn't make sense. Like, they get so many procs. Every time you fight them, it's insanity. So, anyways, but I haven't lost with it yet. Kaki has died for me, but Betta's there to bring him back, and he's died even after she's brought him back. But at that point, it's usually okay. Like, it's already in a 2v3 scenario where I have a revive and they don't have enough damage, and I don't know, I just haven't lost with it yet. Really like it, so I will continue using it. The double immunity with no stripper is just really strong. So, plus Kaki just hits hard, and the defense break lands. Like, it just lands. I don't know. So, hooray, 7 wins in a row. Let's keep it going. All right, so not done with Carcano, Vigor, Triana. We'll keep this train going. This is a pseudo mirror with Carcano, Tractor, Triana. I don't like this offense. I've lost with it now, so I'm not going to continue using it. That's another one of those where on paper it seems pretty good, because Tractor should have the lowest HP, so Carcano should be putting his defense break on Tractor. But Vigor is water and Carcano is fire, so that's the issue, right? Then Vigor hits hard and Carcano's not particularly tanky. I mean, you could build him a little more tanky, but then you're lacking damage. So it's not, I guess I shouldn't say it's good on paper. Even on paper, it's kind of mediocre. I do see people mirror, like, with Vigor instead of Tractor, but I don't think that's particularly good either. Most of the time I see people use Vigor, Alucia, Sin, the Fire Martial Artist, but I see people lose with it so often that I never try it. Like, I mean, I see them get wins too, and maybe it's a rune quality issue, I don't know, but it's just, if I see a handful of people lose with it, I don't want to try it. So I use this team. I think I'm 2-1 with it, which is, that's a small sample size, but 67% win rate is not what I'm looking for. I want to win every match that I do whenever it's, comes to Siege. So Carcano, Tractor, Triana, I would pass, unless you know you have superior rune quality. In that case, go for it. But we got one more. This one, Mirane. If you own Mirane, congratulations. Even when Carcano survives, I've still managed to win because he's like so low in HP. I'm able to finish him off. I did 6-arm my Mirane to, make it a little bit safer, because I have gone into matches where Carcano does live, but I still haven't lost with that team against, I don't think, anything I've brought it into. Like, it's just stupid. 20k per card Lucian is just, it's not fair. Like, summon your LD scrolls and get lucky, I guess. That's one of the best LDs that you can get, I guess. I mean, Martina and Iris are probably better overall because they're, they can be used in more places. Mirane is basically exclusively a Guild War offense monster, maybe a arena offense monster as well. But anyways, Galleon, Seagate, Triana, that's my go-to into Orion. I see Orion, I bring the Samurai, and I get a win. So anyways, that was a pretty comfortable win for us on our, I think, 3rd Siege of the season, and I happen to get the highest contribution this time around, but you'll see some Sieges coming up that I do not do so well. And again, that has to do with stuff happening in June with me, but don't worry about that. Y'all have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone. Well, the duck walked up to the lemonade stand, and he said to the man running the stand, "Hey, bom, 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 got any grapes? Gonna itch my balls."